Guys, I just got back from the gym. I actually had an entire video planned and scripted out, but it's going to take a little time editing, and I don't feel like editing right now. I want to go over to my friend's house in about 20 minutes, so I'm just going to make this quick video, this update of how my day went today. I'm wondering if you guys would be interested in knowing what my, views of the world are and I guess a religious aspect. I wouldn't consider myself religious whatsoever. I don't subscribe to any specific religion, but I definitely have my my beliefs and my ways of viewing things and my opinions about religion and my opinions about science, and you know, all of that jibber jabber. So would you guys be interested in knowing what my thoughts on all of that are? I don't know. Leave a comment. Let me know if you're interested in hearing that stuff. So, my day today. Today was just a pretty normal day, but I had coffee for the first time in probably 2 weeks. I had a cup. I noticed the last week or so I felt kind of like not as energetic and kind of bummed out a bit more than usual. Like, I'm usually not really low energy or bummed out unless I'm overtired or stressed or whatever. And that's what happened yesterday. I didn't even go to Toastmasters yesterday, and I came home, had a headache, and just laid around after I got home from work, and I barely even, like, I had to push myself to make the video I made yesterday. But today I had a cup of coffee, and now I see why people drink it every day. Holy crap, it was just like my personality was awakened again. Like, I was in this like 2-week coma of just feeling down. Not super down, but like just sort of like emotionless and kind of depressed. Like, not super depressed, but just kind of like meh feeling. But today I drank that coffee and I was walking around and I felt like talking to people a lot more and joking around with people a lot more than I have been this week, and I'm like, I feel like I'm in a really good mood all of a sudden. What's going on? I couldn't put my finger on it at first. I'm like, oh, I had a cup of coffee. That's why it's so addicting. That's why people drink it every single day. It does this. And, well, that's one reason, though, at the same time, why I feel like I should not drink it too much. If it does that much to you, then that's like a big spike. When you get the big spike, you get the crash. And I haven't got the crash today, actually, but still, I mean, caffeine itself, like in coffee, dehydrates you a lot. So in order to counterbalance that, you'd have to drink a lot more water. It has acid in it. Like, a lot of studies say caffeine in coffee is good for you in moderation, and I mean, enough studies say that where I guess I believe that. But if you're drinking a lot a day, then I don't think it's good for you. I think a good balance is good at the same time. One thing I'm trying to cut down on is short-term gratification and focus more on long-term gratification. So, I mean, things like that are like TV. You might just like feel bored and you have an instinct to watch TV, so you could just zone out and procrastinate. Because I find once I'm in front of a TV or watching something, then like I could space out and then not worry about my problems. They're still nagging at the back of my mind sometimes. I don't watch much TV anymore. I used to, but I mean, in general, people. And maybe it's like eating a hamburger or something. I have the urge to eat it instead of just doing the short-term gratification, succumbing to my urges or cravings, realize that it's probably not a good idea to eat that hamburger and eat healthy and have the long-term benefits rather than the short-term gratification. And I find this is the same way with emotions and the way you deal with people. Like, for instance, how many times have someone pissed you off or something like that and you snap at them? I don't do that really at all. It's something I have under control. But still, someone might get on your nerves and you snap at them and say something, and then later on you you realize you didn't mean what you said, or you regret what you said. Well, it's good to catch yourself in those moments and realize, hey, I'm going to regret this later. I don't really want to hurt this person. I'm in a bad mood, or the other person might have had it coming in a way. They might have like called you a name, or they were kind of acting like a dick to you, or kind of acting like passive aggressive or kind of weird to you. And yeah, maybe a normal response to someone being a dick to you would be to be a dick back to them. But I always see in my mind where I don't know why they're in a bad mood. I don't know where they're coming from. I don't know what happened to them that day. So I always keep that in mind. Like, say, I don't know if they're they're having relationship problems. I don't know if they're having family problems. I don't know if a relative of them is having health problems or died, or they're just in a really bad mood, or they lost a job opportunity, or like they might be super stressed out and they're taking it on you, which is not right, but it's not right at the same time to snap back at them just because they snap back at you. I mean, especially if it's like a friend of yours and they snap at you and say something mean, then, and they're not, especially if they're not normally a dick, like if they're a dick all the time, then that's one thing, that's like their problem. They just have anger issues or whatever. But if they're normally a nice person and then one day they just start acting like a dick to you, then that means there's a problem somewhere. Instead of like growing the problem by being a dick back to them and just having this clash where now both of you are hurt and you just put them in a worse mood than they already were, and they probably feel guilty about the fight and you'll feel guilty about the fight and all of that. When someone says something mean to you, or even especially if it's a friend, man, I'm rambly. Especially if it's a friend, then maybe what you really need to do is step back. Don't succumb to that urge to be like, F you, man. Like, what are you talking to me like that? Like, screw you, and saying something mean back. Realize that they might be, it's not a person attacking you, but rather a person with a problem that's kind of dumping their negative energy over. And it's a better idea to help them. Like, maybe all they need is someone for them to listen to. So instead of having that urge to fight back, be like, just swallow your pride for a second, just hold back and be like, hey man, I notice, is like, are you okay? Like, just ask them, are you okay? I notice you're in a mood. And if you just sit there and listen to their problem, which they obviously have, then that might calm them down, that might make them feel better and like happier, and you might be able to help them with their problem that they're having and help them talk through it, rather than just two people mad at each other and then one guy says one thing that they'll regret later, and then you say something back that you'll regret later, and then you'll get in a fight and you'll get mad and you'll hold a grudge for a week, and then end up like you cool down a week later after all in this bad tension and whatever, and you come back and you're like, sorry man, I snapped at you, and then you find out, oh, they actually were having problems, like their grandparents were sick or something, and you're like, oh crap, I'm sorry I made it worse. Like, instead of realizing that like 2 weeks later. Anyway, frig, I'm a rambler. So I think I'm going to leave it there. I also, well, okay, after work I went to the gym, and the trainer showed me some stuff on some machines. Like proper posture and stuff like that. Because if you have like improper posture while you're working out, you could get kind of like, your muscles get accustomed and you grow like that. So if you have proper posture, your shoulders back, like pinched together, and all of that, then like your muscles will grow, and then your posture will grow with it. But if you're like have bad posture and you're doing exercises, then your muscle, well, I don't know exactly how it works, but he's saying that like people can grow up to have like hunched backs because they were working out improperly. Anyway, that's all I have for today. So I'm gonna upload this and then I'm gonna go over to my friend's house and hang out. Peace. Oh wait, I'm gonna play the outro. Right. My Marino videos. Okay. Peace.